Today I'm going to provide a quick review for the Lexol Leather Rapid Restorer, and I chose this product because you can find it readily in pretty much any store, Walmart, auto parts stores, AutoZone, Advanced Auto Parts. And what's nice about Lexol, even though it gets a fairly bad rap on a lot of forums and videos, is that the pH of the product is very close to the actual pH of leather. And one thing that's important to understand about leather, which is a good source of confusion, is that the leather, once the hide is removed from the animal and it goes through the tanning process, the leather tanning process, it ends up with a pH of around 4.6, which is a bit acidic. And the leather is painted, it's coated with an acrylic coating typically, which some people refer to as a plastic coating. So the actual leather itself is underneath this coating. And so one often would argue that, well, why am I buying a leather conditioner if I spray it on the seat and it doesn't get down to the leather itself? And that's a good question. Here's an example I wanted to show you. Here's a dye colorant. Leather World Technologies sells dye colorants, and this one here is the dye with the top coat included. And so if you have bad leather, for example, you could easily sand off the top coat, and you can respray it. You put this in an airbrush and you respray it. So keep in mind that the leather is actually underneath this paint and this acrylic layer. However, as you can see in this car, it's got perforated seats. There's stitching holes inside the perforation holes. It's actually suede. So there are various places where the natural constituents of the actual leather can evaporate, and over time what happens is the leather starts to crack. So that's where the conditioner comes in. If you have a car that doesn't have perforated seats and it's a new car, I'm going to be honest with you, there's not much benefit of conditioning it. But for any car that's got perforated seats or it's a bit aging, this is actually a pretty good product. Now, you'll see many videos online of people cleaning leather seats with all-purpose cleaners. They work. They're going to clean the leather. They're going to clean that top surface, that vinyl / plastic / acrylic coating that's on top of your leather. It's indeed going to clean it. And you'll see people using brushes. Some people use scrubbing bubbles. The list goes on. What I can tell you is that the pH of those products is extremely basic, meaning that the pH is probably around 12 or 13. Like Super Clean, I think the pH is up in the 13s, 13.4. If you use that product repeatedly, or any of the products repeatedly over time, they're going to tend to cause the leather to shift its pH and it's going to crack. That's why some cars that are only 3-4 years old that are detailed routinely using those products start to crack. I'm not saying they're bad products. I'm just saying that if you're going to use a product with a very high pH, then you're going to have to go ahead and neutralize it before you go ahead and put anything else on the leather. So anyway, I wanted to do this review. This is readily found in any stores, and I did just get it. You know, it has this long-lasting UV protectant. Keep in mind that very little UV gets through your window glass to begin with, so the whole idea of UV protectant is a bit of a gimmick. Nevertheless, this one product contains a cleaner, and whatever conditioners your leather actually does need, it has. Again, I'm a bit skeptical with all that. But anyway, the way I'm going to do this is I'm just going to take a very clean or brand new microfiber towel, and I'm going to spray it on the towel, and I'm going to massage it into the leather. And so just spray some on there. I would recommend you don't spray it on the seat itself, and you're just going to go ahead and massage it into the leather. Now, initially it's going to darken the leather as it's working. I think you'll find, though, however, when it dries, it won't be much darker than the actual top coating as it comes out of the factory. So I'm just going to keep going ahead and do the whole, sorry about that motorcycle, do the whole seat. And one thing you want to keep in mind before you do clean the seats is to go ahead and vacuum them thoroughly, because the biggest degradation of leather, believe it or not, is abrasion. So you don't want to have any particles underneath your microfiber towel that you're rubbing back and forth, like kind of like a sandpaper action. So you want to vacuum it thoroughly, and then just go ahead and massage it in. It has a little bit of a foaming action. It doesn't recommend in the instructions to spray it on the seat itself. It says to go ahead and put it on a towel, and then it says after a few minutes to go back and buff it off. And really the buffing, I'm going to move this a little bit so you can, so I'm going to do the top here. The buffing is intended to reduce the shine, if there is any left. Now, some of you might say, well, he's doing it on a black seat, I can't even see any results. Well, I don't have a light colored leather seat to try this on. The one thing I will say is if you have a leather seat that's been neglected for a couple of years and it's just got lots of oils on it and body grease, etc., this isn't going to do it. I would be surprised if Lexol's Strong Cleaner, they have a name for it here, it says it on the bottle, it's called Lexol Leather Deep Cleaner. I would be surprised if that's even going to do anything. So this is for leather seats that are in pretty good condition already. Maybe you have a new car and you want to maintain your seats. This is perfect for that. It's got a really nice scent, a little bit of a leather type scent. I say leather type because it's not a super strong, overpowering, fake leather scent. It's a bit chemically, it's a new word. It's a bit of a chemical scent, but it has a leather tinge to it. So that's really all it takes. And you know, I would do this every 2 weeks. You can do it every week if you want. You know, the soiling is minimal. I don't even know that you can see it if I open up the towel. Yeah, you can see it now, over here and over here. So there's a little bit of soiling that it picked up, but that's all you need to do. I wouldn't recommend getting a really harsh brush and scrubbing the leather, because what you're doing there is you're abrading that top coat, and again, that's why leather fails. Should you use a product like Super Clean, by all means go ahead. If you look at Dallas Paint Correction and Auto Detailing, he has a number of videos on YouTube for cleaning various parts of your car with Super Clean. It's a cheap product. It's like $9 a gallon. You can get it at Walmart. You can dilute it up to 5 gallons or more. It's extremely effective, but in the long term it's going to go ahead and damage your leather. So you need to neutralize it after you use it. Just neutralize it with water or something slightly acidic. I think that's about it for now. So my opinion of the product is actually it's quite nice. It didn't really change the look of the leather much at all, and if it concerns you and if you don't like it, you can go ahead and over it again and try to knock out some of that shine. I wouldn't recommend using it on your dashboard because whatever shine it does leave might be too much of a glare for you. But anywhere in your car where you have any plastics, vinyls, the shifter, for example, your gear shifter, feel free to use it. I don't think it works very well on plastics because it might leave behind a residue. But anywhere in your car you can use it, and it's gonna leave a nice smell. So I give it a good review. It's a good product. It's good for those in-between situations where you don't have time to deep clean your leather and you don't really need to use a conditioner. You can go ahead and use this product. So if you have any questions, let me know. I have a lot of experience with leather and refinishing leather, and if you got a concern about your car and your leather seats, just let me know, and I'll try to help you out. So that's all I have. Thanks for watching.